Good evening. It is 4 p.m. We're bringing you the developing news and the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon on the GLA. Some stories that we're watching this Tuesday, March 4. Faith-based group Contra Abo has launched a people's impeachment campaign to collect 1 million signatures monthly. That is to urge the Senate to fast-track the impeachment proceedings against Vice President Sara Duterte. The group aims to hold Duterte accountable for alleged misuse of public funds and prevent another from her clan from rising to power. Senator Risa Ontiveros has questioned former presidential spokesperson Harry Roque's whereabouts during a Senate hearing today. She claims that Roque flew to Shanghai and Macau to evade arrest for alleged human trafficking. Ontiveros also criticized Roque for freely posting on social media and allegedly mocking the government. Oscar Orbos has been appointed acting general manager of People's Television Network, or PTV4. He replaces Antonio Nebrida Jr. following reported complaints about the latter's leadership. Orbos served as executive secretary to the late President Corazon Aquino. New Press Secretary Jay Ruiz brands as fake news reports of him co-owning a media firm that secured over 200 million pesos in PCSO contracts. Ruiz clarified that he was only an authorized representative for Digital 8 Incorporated and not a co-founder. He also said he resigned from the company on January 17 before assuming his government post. The Comelec First Division has dismissed the disqualification case, or at least the first one, against the Tulfos. The respondents include senatorial candidates ACT-CIS Representative Erwin Tulfo and TV host Ben Tulfo. The case was filed over allegations that the family belongs to a political dynasty. And U.S. President Donald Trump has paused military aid to Ukraine after his clash with President Volodymyr Zelensky. The White House says the holdoff in assistance is actually a contribution to peace. Details on the scope and duration of the aid pause remain unclear but takes effect immediately. All right, joining us today, as always, Storycon's busy resident political pundit, Ronald Llamas.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good afternoon, Reg. At good afternoon, Senator Bato.
Oh, giveaway mo naman yung guest natin right away.
Sorry.
And from the Philippine Star Editor-in-Chief, Ami Pamintuan. Hi, Ami.
Hi, happy. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ami. Ano ba yung kulay na yan? Pink o maroon?
Mauve.
Ano ba yan? Ha?
Mauve.
Mauve.
Mauve. Ano spelling nun?
Dami. Okay. Ang daming news today to discuss, so let's get right into it because look who dropped by the Storycon studio. We have with us today, live, re-election of Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa. Good afternoon, Senator. Thanks for making time for us.
Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Hi, Senator. Ayan, nakakahawa talaga yan si Ronald eh.
Oo, ako, I have to sit so talagang I have to sit between two Ronalds today.
Dalawang Ronald. Sino mas mabait? Sino mas mabait dyan?
Nako, Ami, you have to be the judge of that. Sino ba mas mabait? Senator, let's start with yung news of the people's impeachment today. The group is trying to organize 1 million signatures every month to urge the Senate to act on the impeachment complaint. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, they can do everything they want. Wala namang prohibition yan, no? Sige lang, kung they can muster 1 million votes, then about 1 million signatures, then decision na yan ng liderato ng Senado on what to do.
What did you think of yung timeline po that Senate President Cheese Escudero is proposing? Yung July 30 pa po magsa-start yung trial proper.
Well, it's quite favorable to us, kami mga re-electionists, dahil nga we are busy campaigning, no? O, kung start na yung impeachment trial, then siguradong hindi na kami makapagkampanya. Doon na kami, nakababad na kami doon sa impeachment court.
Napag-isipan nyo na po?
Ano to?
Ay, go ahead, Sammy.
Senator, alam naman ng lahat kung ano yung sentimiento niyo about the impeachment of VP Sara. And I think you've already been quoted. Sinabi niyo, kaya sigurado kayo, hindi naman kayo boboto for her ouster by impeachment. Ngayon, ang sabi ng iba, kapag ganyan daw na alam na yung posisyon niyo, dapat mag-inhibit. Sabi ni Senator Chis Escudero, dapat daw voluntary ang inhibition Are you planning to inhibit kung sakasakali na matuloy na finally ang impeachment trial at kayo ay nakaupo pa rin sa Senado?
Alam mo, Ami, yun na bang impeachment, no? Ay, alam naman natin, this is a political exercise. So, magpa-factor in talaga yung mga political leanings ng mga sitting senators. But then again, with due respect to the institution where I belong, sinasabi ko, wala pa ako namang sinabi na hindi ako bubuto for her conviction, no? Wala akong sinabi niyan, ikaw lang nagsabi niyan. Pero klaruhin ko, sinabi ko na nirespeto ko yung Senado, so dapat I have to be apolitical, I have to remain politically neutral pagdating sa impeachment. So when I say that, ibig sabihin, hindi kung ako'y political, dapat right now, masasabi ko na sa iyo na ako'y boboto for or against the conviction of Vice President Inday Sara. Pero since I want to be apolitical, I want to be politically neutral, I have to read the articles of impeachment, pakinggan ko yung side ng prosecution, pakinggan ko yung anong sasabihin ng defense, at I will weigh all the evidences that are going to be presented before the impeachment court bago ako magbigay ng aking desisyon.
In short, at
So
this...
linawin ko lang you are not ruling out the possibility, depende sa ebidensya, sa kayong presentasyon sa trial, na pwede kayong bumoto for her ouster kung sakasakaling meron ng ebidensya. At sa tingin nyo, tama naman yung articles of impeachment. Linawin ko lang.
Ang sabi ko, I will read thoroughly everything na nasa articles of impeachment at pakinggan ko both sides, prosecution at saka yung defense, and pag-aralan ko ng gusto lahat ng mga ebidensya na ipipresenta before us bago ako mag-decide. Yan ang sinasabi ko.
Sen, have you talked to the Duterte family about the impeachment complaint since naihain sa Congress yung complaint, since na-impeach po siya?
Hindi namin nakapag-usapan yan. In fact, nakailang meeting na kami, no? Where ang meeting namin palagi is about yung campaign trail. Paano kami hanap ng yung aming kampanya. Yun lang ang pinag-uusapan namin. Pero impeachment, hindi namin napag-usapan.
Okay.
On a different note, Senator, nabanggit nyo na i-refile nyo, pag nagnano kayo as Senator, i-refile nyo yung death penalty bill.
Yes.
Di ba ang isang problema natin, kailangan muna nating ayusin yung ating judicial system? Dahil kung hindi maayos yung ating judicial system, kawawa naman yung mga bibigyan ng death penalty.
Yeah. I am with you pagdating dyan, no? Pero klaruhin ko muna, itong death penalty na sinusulong ko ay hindi po kasama dito yung mga small-time drug pusher. Hindi po kasama dito yung mga mahihirap na mga pusher. Ito ay nakatutok lamang for high-level drug trafficking, kung saan involved dito yung mga malalaking drug lords. So, kaya ko po ini-specify na high-level drug trafficking lang para maiwasan yung issue na yung tatamaan ng bitay or ng death penalty ay yung mga mahirap lamang. So dito tayo mag-concentrate sa malalaking drug lords, mga drug traffickers talaga na malalaki.
How do you define high level, sir? Ano po yung cut-off?
Well, ikuha natin, no? Papag-usapan yan in the course of drafting the law kung makukunan ka ng 1 kilo, 2 kilos, 3 kilos, 5 kilos, you're already a high-level drug trafficker.
1 kilo.
Ha?
So in your mind, 1 kilo is high level?
Siguro sa akin, 1 kilo, high-level na yan.
Of specifically shabu or any kind of drug?
Sa Cebu, 1 kilo. Pero sa cocaine, siguro hanap tayo ng anong quantity dapat ma-consider natin na we will get the opinions of the resource persons that we are going to invite during our committee hearings kung matuloy yan.
Okay.
Senator, napag-usapan na rin lang ang drugs, ano? Kumustahin ko na yung ano bang latest doon sa International Criminal Court? Kasi sabi niyo noon, there were efforts to contact you at hindi niyo sinasagot yung telepono. Meron pa bang mga ganong communication attempt with you from the ICC recently?
Tumahimik naman sila, I mean, tumahimik na sila, hindi na nagkumukontak sa amin at lalong-lalo na ngayon, lately, na sinabi ni President Trump na magkakaproblema sa kanya yung mga anybody na magpapacilitate sa pagpasok ng investigation ng ICC to the United States or to allied countries. Ipapahold down niya yung mga, ipaparevoke niya yung mga, ipapakansela yung mga visa at kung yung may mga area-area sila sa US ay ipa-freeze ni President Trump. Siguro tumahimik sila. Wala na ako narinig.
Yung sarili nating prosecutor, kasi iniimbestigahan na rin ngayon ng Department of Justice. I think meron silang mga preliminary studies na baka i-apply nila yung batas natin for crimes against humanity, na-explore nila. Meron na bang nag-feeler sa inyo na pwede ba kayong questionin, ganon? Kinontak na ba kayo ng Department of Justice?
Wala pa naman, Ami. Wala pa so far. Well, that's a welcome development for us kung wa-action yung DOJ para naman ay basta, as I've said, I'm willing to face all the courts basta korte natin sa Pilipinas. Huwag lang yung korte ng ibang ng mga banyaga.
Some people are convinced, Senator, that the ICC is still working on the case and baka daw maglabas na ng arrest warrant soon. What happens, hypothetical scenario lang po, you win re-election but an warrant is issued for your arrest. What's your game plan?
Well, we are ready. We are ready. Once maglabas sila ng warrant of arrest, we will petition the Supreme Court for a clarificatory relief. Kung meron ba talagang jurisdiction ang ICC sa ating bansa.
Na-answer na po ito before because sabi ng ICC they have jurisdiction up until March 2019, which is when the Philippines pulled out officially, right? And they started investigating cases in 2018. So in that time period, sakop pa rin ICC yung jurisdiction ng Philippines.
Alam mo, Kwan, yung dalawang dissenting opinion doon, no? Out of the 5 judges, dalawang dissenting opinion doon is napakabigat yung sinasabi nila na walang jurisdiction yung ICC. And we will capitalize on that, yung dissenting opinion nila. And we will let Supreme Court decide kung ano ang magiging ruling nila dito. Gagamitin namin yung argumento ng dalawang dissenting opinion ng dalawang judges. Wala talaga, very clear na wala silang jurisdiction dito sa ating bansa.
Pero di ba, Senator, noong December 2021, naglabas ng unanimous decision yung opinion, yung ating Supreme Court na they have jurisdiction. That was December 2021. Wala pa namang kasong nakasampa sa Supreme Court noon. Alam mo, pwede pa naman kayo magsampa. Pero yun yung ginawa nila. It was a unanimous opinion ng lahat ng justices of the Supreme Court.
Pero hindi pa nakapresenta yung side namin ng aming argumento. Siguro magbago yung kanilang pananaw kung marinig nila yung argumento coming from us.
So yun po yung game plan natin.
Yes po.
Putak po tayo sa Supreme Court. Ami, go ahead.
Pero Senator, kung umpisahan yung Department of Justice investigation, i-invoke niyo ba yan para patigilin yung investigasyon ng ICC? Kasi merong mga nag-aalala din na kapag inumpisahan na ng Pilipinas yung formal investigation dito, malinaw na dapat lumabas muna ang ICC. Gagamitin niyo ba yung argument na yon to stop the ICC probe?
Pwede. Pwede naman gamitin. Pwede gamitin yan. O pwede.
Amy?
Yeah. Pwede bang kumambyo ng konti? Kukumustahin ko lang yung ano nyo, Senator, yung kampanya nyo kasi of course, yun ang pagkaalam natin ngayon, you're a candidate ngayon. At sinabi nyo sa akin noon, medyo, umami naman kayo na medyo hirap, ano? Medyo hirap ngayon compared to, of course, nung nasa nakaraang administrasyon. Kumusta yung takbo ng kampanya nyo ngayon for re-election?
Well, hirap in the sense na mayroong mga LGUs na magsasabi sa iyo na patago lang daw yung kanilang suporta na gagawin sa atin dahil ayaw nila mabudget sa Malacanang kasi marami ng mga local chief executives na na-suspend ng Malacanang, no? So takot sila magpakita ng suporta sa atin, but pasikreto lang daw, patago, tutulong sila sa atin. Basta ang importante, nasa puso daw nila tayo. At ang mas lalong nakaka-inspire sa amin, no, naka-motivate is that we go directly to the people at naramdaman naman natin na mainit yung pagtanggap ng taong bayan sa atin. Anywhere we go, Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, naramdaman natin na mainit yung pagtanggap sa atin. So, masaya po tayo. Kahit na naghihirap tayo, wala tayong resources, wala tayong LGUs na asikaso, wala tayong national government na resources na magagamit. Still, we are very happy because we feel that we are welcome with the people.
Actually, in the last SWS in the most recent SWS survey, you were ranked 12 to 14, no? Medyo mababa po, and your party mate, si Senator Bongo, jumped up to number 2. Two questions here.
May bago na, di ba? SWS na
Yes.
8 to 9 na tayo, hindi na tayo 12 to 14.
Yung last week
8
po
to
na
9,
binigay
yung
sa amin,
pinakalas.
February 15 to 19 po yung binigay sa amin ng SWS.
May pinakalitis ngayon, lumabas. SWS, 8 to 9 na tayo. Umangat
Okay.
na tayo from 12 to 14.
Okay, well, we'll double check that when it's released. Pero so far, Feb 15 to 19, you're number 12 to 14, and si Senator Bongo po is number 2. Number 1, what is he doing differently from you? And number 2, are you confident na you will win a second term?
Well, the difference is that maybe Senator Bongo is not so combative. Hindi siya masyadong lumalaban. Ako ay lumalaban ako sa anong nakikita kong katiwalian sa administrasyon na ito. Ako po ay lumalaban. So maybe nakukuha niya yung mga boto nung nasa administrasyon dahil hindi siya masyado combative towards the administration. Ako, galit sila sa akin. But what can I do? I have to stand up for what is right and I have to stand up for anong dapat gawin natin. So, yun lang. At
You're confident of winning re-election?
well, I'm confident.
Okay.
I'm confident.
Ano?
Aside from being confident, I am hopeful. I am hopeful. And I am praying. And I am praying na sana manalo tayo.
Go ahead, Ronald.
Senator, nabanggit nyo last week ba yun? Na willing kayo magpakamatay at lumaban sa China para ipaglaban yung ating soberenya sa West Philippine Sea.
Yes.
Yan ba ay consistent dun sa posisyon ni President Digong na sabi nga niya dati, nung nanalo tayo sa UNCLOS, dapat itapon na lang sa basura yung decision na yan.
It's just a piece of paper.
That piece of paper na hindi mahalaga.
Hindi naman ibig sabihin na kaalyado kami, close kami ni President Duterte. Kung ano yung stand niya, hook, line, and sinker, yun na rin sa akin, di ba? Ang sa akin naman, you know me, Ronald, I am a graduate of the Philippine Military Academy and I have served my whole life, the most productive years of my life dito in the defense of our country and maintaining peace and order sa ating community. So, I have offered my life since day one of my service. I'm always offering my life. Anytime, anywhere, pwede tayong mamatay. Pwede tayong mamatay. So, hindi po bago sa akin yan na mag-o-offer sa aking sarili at magpapakamatay para sa bansang ito kapag kinakailangan. Lalo na pag tayo'y winawalang hiya ng mga inchik na yan, talagang lalaban tayo. Ano pang silbi ng buhay natin sa mundo kung magpapaalipin tayo pag tayo'y winawalang hiya ng mga inchik na yan.
But sir, hindi
So,
po...
Senator, hindi nyo gusto yung nangyayari ngayon sa West Philippine Sea.
Hindi.
Personally, sa inyong pananaw, na
Hindi.
masama ang ginagawa doon ng China. Kasi ginagawang issue yan sa inyo eh. Yung mga kandidato ni President Duterte, pro-China daw kayo. Ano po ang tingin nyo sa ginagawa ng China ngayon sa West Philippine Sea na in dealing with the Philippines?
Alam mo, Amino, hindi naman ibig sabihin na kung naging stand ni Pangulong Duterte. First, we have to talk about President Duterte. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na kung ang stand niya, yung kanyang foreign policy is to become friend to everyone but enemy to no one, pro-China na siya. Kaya siya nagkaroon ng stand na gano'n dahil hindi siya pro-Amerika, hindi siya pro-China, but pro-Pilipino siya. So gano'n rin ang stand ko. I am a pro-Pilipino. Lahat ng ginagawang pambubuli ng Chinese dyan is galit na galit tayo. Alam mo, to stress the point, no? Alam mo, kapag mayroong pambubuli na ginawa yung ating mga Chinese dyan sa West Philippine Sea, sa ating mga mangingisda, ating mga Navy, mga Coast Guard, alam mo, with you, doon sa ating mga kasamahang mga politiko, mga legislators, we condemn to the highest terms yung pambubuli na ginagawa ng mga Chinese dyan sa ating mga mangingisda, sa ating Coast Guard. Yung kagad ang remark nila. Pero pagdating sa budget deliberation, yun na. Yung AP Modernization Program Fund ay kinaltasan pa ng 15 billion. So ibang sinasabi, ibang ginagawa. Sabi, kailangan suportahan natin ang AP Modernization Program so that we can attain credible defense posture para respetuhin tayo sa ating mga kapitbahay na bansa at lalo kasama na ang China dyan.
Yeah.
Pero pagdating sa budget, tinapyasan ng 15 billion ang modernization fund. At saan ang pinapriority? Pinapriority yung mga AKAP, yung mga ayuda, dahil eleksyon na naman. Gamit na gamit ito pang vote buying, itong mga ayuda funds na ito, mga AKAP, mga AX, mga ano pang mga ayuda dyan. So, lalo tayong nalulungkot dyan dahil parang niluloko natin yung ating mga sundalo, ating mga Navy, mga Coast Guard at yung ating mga mangingisda. Nakakainis sa amin, nakakainis.
Sir, sorry, I also have to bring up, sinabi mo na rin to sa Storycon before, you did say that you will live and die with your president.
No.
You will live and die with your president. That would be President Duterte, of
Yes.
course. So I'm trying to reconcile what you're saying today and what you said before. Are you changing your mind now about the West Philippine Sea issue?
Living and dying is different from having different opinion. Di ba? I will live and die with him. Kung mayroong gagawang masama sa kanya, magpapakamatay ako. Pero pag magkaiba nga ng opinion yung magkaiba nga ng stand yung magkapatid, kami pa na hindi kami magkapatid. Di ba? At saka, you are trying to distance me from President Duterte. Sabi ko na sa inyo, hindi siya pro-Amerika, hindi siya pro-China, pro-Pilipino siya. Kaya nga yung ganyang diskarte, ganyan, para respetuhin tayo ng both countries. Tingnan nyo, sa panahon ni Presidente, meron ba tayong nawala na area sa West Philippine Sea? Meron bang naagaw?
But they increased their
Wala.
militarization.
Nirespeto tayo ng China.
Yeah.
Nirespeto tayo ng China. Nirespeto siya ng China. So, napakaganda, di ba? Mayroon ka ba narinig na pambubuli ng Chinese militia doon sa ating mga mangingisda sa West Philippine Sea noong panahon ni President Duterte?
It happened before, Sen. It happened before.
Panahon ni Duterte?
Less lang, to a less degree.
Pero hindi kagaya ngayon
But
na wala na talaga silang respeto.
Yes, but they continued militarizing. They continued building the islands. And then...
Whatever, kasi nag-start naman yan before pa si President Duterte pumasok sa gobyerno. Panahon pa ni Pinoy, andyan na yan sila, nagsimula na yan sila. So, whatever kung anong ginagawa nila dyan, basta importante, nirespeto tayo, hindi tayo binubuli, ating mga mangisda, hindi nila dinadrive away from doon sa West Philippines eh.
Meron tayong cabinet member from the Pino administration. Do you want to rebut?
Well, sabi mo nga, yung sabi mo kasi dahil karamihan naman ng artificial islands na kasing laki na ng isang syudad ay nabuo nung panahon ni President Digong. No, kaya hindi rin pwedeng sabihin na hindi aggressive yung China during that time. Actually, yung lumubog na yung muntik mamatay yung mahigit 20, nangyari yan during that time. So, ang sinasabi ko lang naman ay even during the time of Digong, nag-escalate yung China, especially during sa island building.
Ayun, yan, agree ako dyan. Totoo naman talaga nangyayari yan, pero hindi tayo binubuli. Hindi tayo binubuli. At when you say, andyan sila, nagde-develop, ano yung dinidevelop nila? Di ba, yung panahon pa ng bago si President Duterte, nandyan na sila, nakapasok na sila dyan. So, huwag natin entirely i-blame si Pangulong Duterte up to the point na sabihin nyo, kami mga kandidato na pinipilaban ay Team China, ay huramentado ako kapag sabihin yung pro-China ako dahil buong buhay ko lumalaban ako sa komunista. China ay komunista yan. Buong buhay ako nakipaggira sa mga NPA na aking pagka-sundalo at pagka-pulis. Kaya hindi nyo ako masabi na pro-China ako.
Okay. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. Marami po pong issues, but we've run out of time for today. Thank you so much for making time for us on Storycon, Senator Bato de la Rosa.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Ami. Thank you.
You're watching
Thank you.
You're watching Storycon on One News. We just need to take a very quick break. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.
Welcome back. We have got the developing news and the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to the Story Conference. I'm Regina Lay. Still with us, Ami Pamintuan of the Philippine Star and Ronald Llamas, our political pundit. Let's
Ronald,
circle.
hindi ka mangiti kanina, ha? Bakit? Behave na behave ka.
Medyo speechless pa rin siya ngayon.
Hanggang ngayon. Mom's the word. Mom's the word.
May dalawang tsahin, sila na bahala.
I gave him a chance to rebut nga
Oo
eh.
nga, sumasagot naman ako.
Yeah. Kasi,
I was a very objective host. Linawin natin.
yeah, true.
Ah,
True.
Okay.
Okay, let's circle back to one of our stories today, the so-called people's impeachment. We have with us Father Flavi Villanueva, one of the people behind the campaign. Father, welcome to Storycon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Good
Father.
afternoon, Father.
Father,
Parang nakamute kayo, Father. Nakamute
yes.
kayo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yan, sorry.
Oo.
Hello,
Okay na.
magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat.
good afternoon.
Napanood nyo ba yung aming unang guest?
Nagigila itiga ako eh.
Ay, kaya pala
Pero
si Ronald, ang bait-bait.
Nagdarasal din ang ama namin po habang nakikinig.
Father, how was the event today? Were you able to collect 1 million signatures?
Bilis naman nun. Bilis naman
So, it was just it was just a start, it was a kickoff. But let me also clarify, I hope my co-conveners agree with me that if the Senate, particularly the Senate President, only is able to accomplish his task well, baka hindi naman kailangan ng humingi ng 1 million signature eh. Diba? We're doing this because out of what he is saying or belittling that there's no clamor. But the House of Representatives has already spoken. Signatures have been signed. So ano pang clamor po ang kinakailangan? So the 1 million campaign that what we orchestrated or we started is an addition to something that actually undermines or even puts them in a spot, particularly the Senate President, na hindi na dapat sanang gawin at umabot sa ganito. Pero dahil humihingi siya, pagbibigyan po natin.
Pero Father, sabi nga ni former Senate President Drilon and other legal luminaries, hindi naman kinakailangan ng clamor para sundin yung
Mismo.
mandate o commandment ng konstitusyon na magkaroon ng trial forthwith, no? Forthwith. Pero
Correct.
yeah. Kaya parang itong objective nyo ba rito ay nakafocus lamang sa Senado para i-create yung clamor? Nasabi nga ni Senate Chis Escudero nung binanggit niya yung clamor ay kinumpara pa niya kay Hesus Cristo, si Vice President Sara, na wala namang clamor nung pinapakrucify si Jesus, no? Ano bang tingin niyo diyan? Bakit nagkaroon ng parang religious color itong inyong launching?
Well, maaari nang yun ang opinion niya, and honestly it's a very poor one. One has to understand the context of the time and to place Christ in parallel with VP Sara. For me, that would be not only scandalous, but it's a bordering to callousness. Secondly, we decided to create an activity that would widen the understanding of the people that our faith-based exercises should not be in dichotomy with our day-to-day political, social, cultural living. Pinapakita po natin, pangatlo, na ang pananampalataya, sa Tagalogin ko lang, ang pananampalataya ay hindi suway at kailanman dapat sumuway sa pang-araw-araw na buhay. The Pope, our dearest Pope, has outlined that so beautifully The political arena is the best place for a Catholic, for a Christian to continue practicing and live his Christian values. And tinapat po natin kanina para mabigyan diin yung iba't ibang sala na talamak na naganap nung panahon ni Duterte. Meron po nagtanong kanina na bakit natin sinisingle out? Hindi po namin sinisingle out. It just so happened that the sins of the past administrations are so glaring, are so obvious, that it falls also under the category of the 7 capital sins, which we should, my last point, burn, repent, and hopefully in that sense of repentance, in that national sense of repentance and awakening, something beautiful could take place.
Father, mukhang unmoved si Senate President Jesus Escudero dyan sa mga panawagan eh. At tapos, meron pa ngayong final sa Supreme Court asking the tribunal to define yung legal definition ng fourth tweet sa Constitution. Mukhang lalo magkakatagalan eh. Ang tanong ko, if Jesus Escudero sticks to his timeline, ano po, meron po ba kayong plan B kung sakasakali? Kasi baka magkaroon ng legal challenge pag sumampa. Meron din ganong argument no, na baka hindi pwede na tumalon sa 20th Congress yung trial. Ano po yung, may plan B ka ba kayo? Kung hindi matuloy sa 19th Congress.
Meron naman pong mga pinag-uusapan at pinag-uusap-usapan, pinaplano that there would be some marches in the Senate. There would be an uproar from the different hierarchies of both the church and the ecumenical movement that we have organized. This is also a knock, a earnest knock if that would address the palace sa presidente na kung hindi sila kikilos, you also have the sole sacred mandate to make things happen.
Meron din po nagsasabi, Father, na baka daw naman mas maganda nga na wag munang matuloy kasi sa composition ngayon ng 19th Congress, mukhang baka matalo yung impeachment kung itatry na siya at tatapusin. In fact, some members of the Duterte camp are insisting dapat tapusin yan within the 19th Congress kasi kung magiging 20th na, it will be back to zero yan. Back to zero daw, kailangan mag-refile.
Yeah, what we're appealing right now lang po, Annie, would be to convene because you need several sessions for it really to be accomplished, to convict or to come up with a decision. Sila to mismo, lalo na yung isang guest no kanina na nagsasabi, gusto namin mangampanya, gusto namin manalo ulit, no? So what we are clamoring for, what we are insisting, and based from our constitutional right and mandate, their mandate as a servant of the people is to convene. We're not saying that it should be finished. No, we convene and the next Congress could continue it po.
Father, just for the record, what were your numbers today? Ilan po kayo today?
Our numbers, along with the EJK victims that numbered to around 45, we would be around decently at least 100 people from different denominations. It was really not we didn't have the intention to have a crowd mass. Our intention really is to have a prayer, para liturgy in the parish, and let the media do the spread or the talking for us.
And then, did I understand correctly that you're not anymore necessarily targeting 1 million signatures, or 1 million pa rin yung target every month?
We will target for 1 million because of the clamor that Senator Cheese has been ranting about. We will persist on that. And yung tanong pa na kung bakit ini-insist, bakit hindi ipagpaliban, I found it as it's a very serious matter na if you liken it in a family, that you learn, ako yung anak, I learned that a parent is has another partner, or is into gambling, or is into addiction, something that is very grave and serious. I will not allow my mother or whoever falls victim na ipagpaliban at ibaon yung issue. And it's the same, I believe, with this matter of impeachment kay VP Sara. It's similar, it's almost as parallel as that. In the context of a family going through a crisis, we are in that crisis right now. And there is a need to try it fairly, to try it truthfully, and in the eyes of God watching over us.
So, Father, yung 1 million signatures, I very confident kayo next month na maabot yan, kahit Holy Week. Kahit Holy Week na next month.
Well, best efforts po. Best efforts. Anything is possible. Campaign is kicking off. We will, I believe, and with prayers along with other people, we could produce something significant. Again, we could produce something significant by Pentecost po.
Father, may balak ba kayong i-shift yung pag-push ng pressure kay President Marcos? Kasi nagsalita din si Chis Escudero, sabi niya, pag nagpatawag ng special session ng presidente, wala naman daw silang magagawa, kundi mag-hold ng special session. Meron ba kayong balak na move in that direction na si President kasi sinabi rin ng Malacanang na ang posisyon naman ng Malacanang, pag hindi humingi yung mga senator, hindi magpapatawag si President Marcos ng special session. Paikot-ikot tayo eh. Meron din ba kayong balak na hingin sa Malacanang, magtawag na kayo?
Kasama po doon sa nabanggit ko kanina na isa po yan sa strategiya na aming titignan upang again mag-convene ang Congress na ito bago mag-eleksyon at panawagan, panalangin, yugyugin, pakiusapan kung kailangan lumuhod ng taimtim para sa kanyang mas malinaw na kaisipan, gagawin po yan ng mga madre. Gagawin po namin lahat pala, hindi lang mga madre.
Dadasal.
And then also, just for the record, Father, I wonder if I could ask who's funding this movement?
It's an effort from different spaces. Walang one person funding it. Kanina, it was the parish of the Sacred Heart in Kamuning who voluntarily offered the resources, the service, even the food. So we had lunch among ourselves and among others, and we're still working on the budget, but definitely it's within our means at the moment po.
Okay.
Father, medyo cambio lang akong konti kasi maraming mga gatherings ng people power, no, commemorating. In fact, napansin nga ng iba, medyo malakas yung commemoration activities ngayon. Meron ba kayong mga balak pa in the coming weeks, coming months, para lang to maintain the momentum? Kasi just to make the government aware na ang mga tao meron ng discontent, no? And it's growing. Meron ba kayong mga activities na pinaplano?
Definitely meron po, especially the church base. And this will be along the line of voters' education. The period of Lenten season is a period of reflection. But it does not only focuses on one's introspection, but also on the bigger picture of what is taking place. Reading the signs of the times. So, sa pagpapahayag at pagtuturo tungkol sa parating na eleksyon, ano ba yung makadiyos na boto? Ano ba yung boto na matino, makatotohanan? Sino ba yung mga kandidato na pwedeng sabihin marangal, malinis, at may malalim ang takot sa Diyos? At sino rin naman yung opposite I don't want to brand it simply as good and evil, but there is always the politics between good and evil, especially during Lenten season, but more so during election time. So, magandang spiritual and political exercise na magkaroon ng malalim na pagsusuri ang mga tao kung sino ang nararapat iboto, at dito rin natin binibigyan diin na huwag magpasilaw sa pang-aakit ng mundo. Nariyan makikita ang ang kandidato na sa kapilya, nagpapagawa ng simbahan, lumuluhod, at makikita ko saan estero. Ito po yung pagpapakita ng mabait na tao. Kasi nagdadasal, kasi nakakasalamuha ng mga masa. Pero huwag natin kalimutan, bukod sa mabait, meron tinatawag na mabuting tao. Hanapin natin yung mabuti, sapagkat yung mabuti, ito yung makakasama natin, at sa karanasan, hindi takot tumindig laban sa kasamaan.
Okay, we will leave that there. Thank you so much for your time today. That was Father Flavi Villanueva.
Thank you, Father.
And more power to all.
Salamat, Father.
1 minute lang.
Bye-bye.
We have 1 minute left. I wanted to ask you.
Kailan ba yung Pentecost?
Nasa line pa si Father. I don't
40
know.
days after,
40
di ba?
days after
Yung
Easter.
40 days.
40 days after.
Okay. Salamat. Di ko alam yung Pentecost.
I wanted to save some time at the end to ask you what you thought of the interview with Senator De La Rosa. Ikaw din, Ami. If we could just have Ami quickly.
Bait-bait nga, ayaw magsalita eh. Ayaw magsalita.
Hindi, sapat na kayo eh. Mukhang sapat na kayong dalawa.
Ah.
So nag-hold back ka talaga. You wanted to hold... Because you have history with him,
Hindi
right?
nagsasalita eh. Bait-bait oh. Bait-bait, hindi nagsalita.
Because apparently, may history na sila because
Ganun ba?
he used to, our friend here, Ronald, used to bash Senator Bato.
Grabe naman yun.
Sabi mo,
Bash naman.
sinabihan mo daw many times na hindi siya mananalo.
Yun yung sabi yata kanina.
Oo, because he was so far down in the surveys. That's why I brought up the surveys. Medyo, yung Strat-based Commission survey,
Medyo na asar.
nasa 12 to 14 naman talaga siya. I don't know which survey he was talking about, si Senator, pero yun yung last na binigay sa atin, right? But I guess that's the reason why our friend Ronald here was, very
Tahimik.
subdued.
Very subdued.
Pero what
Behave.
did you think, Ami, very quickly, of his answers?
Na-interview ko na siya nung dati. He gave similar answers actually. At saka, yun ang depensa niya. Tatanong ko sana kung ano yung trust ng kampanya niya ngayon eh. Pero yun ang nga sabi niya, nahihirapan daw sila ngayon. Basta consistent naman yung mga sinasabi niya yan. Although hindi ako sigurado dun sa Dahil alam ko, sinabi niya, ayaw niyang ma-oust in so many words, siguro hindi dire-diretso. Pero ngayong sinasabi ng mga tao, kailangan mag-inhibit kayo voluntarily.
Yep.
Medyo kumakambyo-kambyo yung iba. At syempre, and of course, they have to win first, no? Dahil uupo yan, kung susundan yung timeline ni Cheese, it will be the 20th Congress already.
Correct.
Na
Ikaw lang daw, Ami, nagsabi nun eh. Sabi niya.
approve the rules eh.
Di ba sabi niya, ikaw lang daw nagsabi nun eh.
Oo nga. Hindi, yung direktang yun, hindi ako sigurado.
Tapos Philippine daw niyo pa siya sa...
Typical ba ito naman?
He says he will be impartial. That's what he says. I feel medyo nagbago yung answer though with the West Philippine Sea, but because back in the administration of former President Duterte, of course they were staunchly very, geared towards China.
Pero may dalawa siyang mahalagang sinabi. Una, sinabi niya, si Bongo kasi hindi bumabanat.
Yes.
Di ba? Sinabi niya.
Yes.
No, hindi kasi
That might be the
bumabanat.
difference though.
Totoo
Hindi
naman.
bumabanat, no? Ikalawa ay yung sinasabi ni Digong sa West Philippine Sea, hindi naman sila magkapareho. Yun yung sinabi rin niya kanina. Bagamat, yung dalawang babaeng host, pinipin down pa rin siya ron.
Hindi, because I was just trying to understand bakit nagbago ba yung stance? Or you're just saying that because election? right?
Hindi, gusto ko lang na categorical. Kasi
Correct.
pwede kang
Correct.
totoo na ano yan military yan eh. He's more military than police actually eh. So ang sentimiento niya na nakasama ng mga military eh.
So I
Hindi
rest
siya pwedeng pro-China eh.
So I rest my
Kahit galit
case.
yung mga sundalo natin sa ano eh.
So I rest my case na ako ay behave dahil sapat na yung dalawa.
Okay, and on that note, we will close the show for today. Thank you for joining Storycon today. Ami Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, and bumibingis-ngis na Ronald Llamas, a resident political pundit. So
Behave.
join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. for Storycon. I'm Regina Lay. We are One News, all sides, all the time.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.